Hey there, North Texas. I'm meteorologist Cassie Hyder filling in tonight for Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. Today we did have highs that made it into the 90s once the cloud cover kind of moved out. The rain moved out, at least for most of us. So we made it to 91 degrees, but the normal this time of year is 95. So the cloud cover that we did have earlier in the day and the scattered showers, that did help temperature wise at least a little bit. Of course, we were nowhere near the record, though, the record being 107 degrees that was originally set back in 1925. We had quite a bit of rain early this morning. In fact, at DFW, at least picking up a little over 0.4 of an inch of rainfall. And for the month, we're 0.32 above for the month of July. So for this month, at least at DFW, we ended up with a little over 1.5 inches of rain. So far, we're 0.32 above normal. This summer, we've had 3 and almost 3/4 of an inch of rain, and that puts us at 1.18 below normal for summer so far. Of course, we still have some time to go, and this year we've ended up with a little over 22 inches of rainfall, and for the year we're actually still above normal at 0.67 above. Looking at some of the rainfall totals just the last couple of weeks, so I'm taking you all the way back to July 1st. Of course, DFW seeing the 1.52, but no one lives at the airport, right? You can see all the areas around the Metroplex seeing quite a bit more than that. Even Frisco, 2.33. Richardson coming in at 4.72. DeSoto at 3.16, 3.32 around Lancaster, 2.69 at Rockwall, and these are the rainfall totals since July 1st all across North Texas. What you're going to notice the most is just how much rain has fallen in some of those southwestern counties. You can see 10.26 around Meridian, 8.66 in Hillsborough, and 11.62 down in Hamilton. So a lot of people have been wondering, what is going on? It seems like it's been one of the rainiest Julys in recent years. Well, I took a look at some of the rainiest Julys that we have had at DFW. We're talking about the top 8. So the first one's 11.13. Obviously, we're nowhere near that. That was back in 1973. And then we go to all the way down to number 4, 6.29. That was back in 1902. We go all the way down the list, and eventually we get down to the 8th rainiest July that we've ever had, and even then it was still 5.54, and that was back in 2007. So we're not even in the top 8. We're probably going to end up a little bit below normal because I really don't have a whole lot of rain chances after we get past tomorrow. So satellite and radar showing North Texas. We did have that little spin that came through earlier today that continues to move north into Oklahoma. And for the most part, we are beginning to dry out. We've had a couple of isolated showers. In fact, you can see one isolated shower just southwest of Athens. That's moving off to the northeast, but it likely won't last very long. The latest timecast showing that late this evening around 10 o'clock, there could be some showers mainly south of the Metroplex, but the coverage would be staying low overnight tonight. We're going to keep some clouds around. The chance of an isolated shower overnight is going to be very low, maybe a 10 to 20%. By about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, a few more showers start to bubble up. It looks like it's going to be the best chance between Decatur, Gainesville, Denton, maybe towards McKinney, and also around Eastland and Stephenville, but it wouldn't be a strong storm by any means. It would likely be just some light rain, very isolated. By the time we get into noon tomorrow, we're looking at still partly cloudy skies, maybe a couple of showers near the Red River and also some of those far southwest counties. But that coverage starts to increase a little bit more later tomorrow afternoon. By early evening, it looks like we're going to be clearing out. So overall rain chances over the next 24 hours, they're going to stay very low. Right now, temperatures are fairly warm. We've made it into the mid and upper 80s, 82 degrees in Gainesville, 88 degrees in Denton, 88 in downtown Dallas, and 85 right now in Waxahachie. Overnight tonight, we're keeping the clouds around, keeping in mind a very low chance of an isolated shower. Temperatures will be dropping down into the low to mid 70s by tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow morning we're going to wind up at about 75 degrees in McKinney, 75 degrees in Decatur, 74 in Fort Worth, 74 tomorrow in Hillsborough. Tomorrow afternoon, though, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. The rain chances are going to stay low, and I think temperatures may climb a couple of degrees warmer than where we ended up today. So we're looking at 94 degrees in Greenville, 94 in McKinney, 93 in Dallas, 93 in Waxahachie, and as warm as about 93 tomorrow afternoon in Mineral Wells. And then we do have a big pattern change coming. For now, we have a ridge of high pressure off to the east. Now we're looking at Thursday, and this ridge of high pressure is starting to move back to the west, while the main jet stream that helps to carry storms across the state, or across the country rather, that's going to stick to the north. So any big time storm systems, they should stay out of Texas for now. We can't rule out an isolated shower storm in Texas, but the ridge of high pressure should be taking over. For us, that means it's going to basically wipe out our rain chances, but it also means temperatures go up, and we're also looking at that heat and humidity. So for tonight, mostly cloudy, isolated rain is a possibility. The wind overall looks to be pretty light. We're going with a 20% coverage of rain overnight tonight. Temperatures drop down into the mid 70s. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, temperatures in the low 90s, isolated storms. A lot of us will end up staying dry, but it looks like most of North Texas will be staying dry after that. On Wednesday, we've got a high of 94 degrees under partly sunny skies. We're going to stay partly to mostly sunny all the way through the end of the week with a fairly light wind. Temperatures, though, they're gradually going to be warming up ever so slightly. Upper 90s by the time we get to Friday. Also looking at upper 90s Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. Looking at the second half of that 14-day. It looks very hot. It also looks very dry. We have several days in there where temperatures will likely flirt with 100 degrees, but we officially went ahead and put 100 degrees about July 23rd. We'll see you at 10.